Okay, good morning. I want to call the meeting of the Drainage District Board of Directors to order. We'll start with a roll call to establish quorum.
Good morning, David Fuentes, Precinct 1.
Eddie Conti, Precinct 2.
Rich Cortez, County Judge, that constitutes a quorum of 3. This is the same. Would you please lead us in this morning's prayer?
Certainly will, Judge. Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Good morning to everyone. Let us have a word of prayer this morning. Father God, we continue to ask to fill our cities, county, state, and national political leaders with wisdom, understanding, discernment, knowledge, forgiveness, faithfulness, humility, and dignity. We thank you for the men and women who serve our community in leadership roles and for their families. We grant them peace when their work takes them away from their families, Father God, and we continue to pray for our judge and 4 commissioners that you've appointed to lead this great county of ours. We pray for our mayor, school board members, city council, police chiefs, district attorneys, sheriff, judges, and all who serve our local communities. Grant them abundant wisdom, favor, increase their faith, and prepare them to pursue your excellence. Strengthen them with integrity and character to act righteously. Continue to draw them to you and cause them to know you and fulfill your purposes. Continue to place people in their path that will provide scriptural, sound, and godly counsel, for without their counsel, their plans will go awry. Provide them daily reminders of why they decided to dedicate their lives to public service, and use that commitment, Father God, to encourage them. Deal with our leaders about keeping their hearts and motives pure. We ask you to make their hearts pliable, willing, and obedient to your will. Cause each of their lives to glorify your name. Father God, the school year begins. We pray for all the students, teachers, administrators, and staff that your hand of protection, grace, mercy, love, and kindness be over them all, and may they have a safe, joyful, and productive school year. Dear Lord, we believe in you because you know what is best for us and what we must do to reach heaven. We hope in you because you have called us to detach ourselves from worldly things in order to possess you. We love you because you are greater than any of these things you have created. Father, we know the problem is not having possessions, but having many possessions makes us more preoccupied with material things than with the things of above. Your Son tells us in Matthew 6:21, where your treasure is, there also will your heart be. Father God, help us to love you above all things. We realize that we are attached to things that sometimes lead us to forget you, and yet we can't avoid hearing in the depths of our soul your words, no one can serve 2 masters. Help us understand that it's not worthwhile to have many things, but not have you. Lord, grant us spiritual detachment from material things today. Scripture reminds us the more we seek you, the more we'll find you. May we seek you in everything we do, and we will always work as working for you. We ask this all in your Son, Jesus' name. Amen.
Did anyone sign up for open forum?
No, sir, Judge, not under Drainage District.
We'll go to the approval of the consent agenda.
Yes, sir, Judge. For the consent agenda, we'd like to remove items 4A2, 5A9, and 6A7. The rest are in order. We have prepared by the HCD1 team. The rest is in order for approval, sir.
Motion to approve the balance of the agenda.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Judge, Commissioners, for the record, consent agenda items under Drainage Districts 4A2, 5A9, and 6A7. Commissioner Fuentes and Commissioner Villarreal will be abstaining from any discussion and/or action.
Motion to approve.
I'll second that motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Let the record show Commissioner Fuentes and Villarreal abstain from any discussion or action in this item.
Thank you, Judge. If I may, sir, item 5, discussion update by ACD1 General Manager relates to pending construction and ACD projects. So this last week we were in Austin for the adoption of the first ever state flood plan. It was a great opportunity to visit with the Water Development Board and staff and so forth. Commissioner Fuentes, we were with the team there, and I'll just have Jaime do a quick overview of everything that has been done in the flood plan, what's happening.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Jaime Salazar with the Drainage District for the record. As Mr. C mentioned, last week we went up to the Texas Water Development Board meeting to adopt the first 2024 state flood plan, which will provide the first ever comprehensive statewide assessment of flood risk and solutions to mitigate that risk and save as many Texans' resident lives and properties as possible. The state flood plan is the result of historic planning and data collection efforts from the 15 flood planning groups throughout the state of Texas, from which we were Region 15. It pertains to our watershed from Del Rio down in Cameron County. The first ever Texas flood plan will be delivered on September 1st of 2024 to the Texas legislature, and it represents Texas's first attempt to perform comprehensive planning to reduce the risk and impact of flooding and take a broad look at flood hazards across the state. The plan can be reviewed on the Texas Water Development Board website. We do have one of the first copies that was out that we're very excited about. I'd like to take this time to express our most sincere gratitude to all the committee members that were involved in the Region 15 flood group and planning for this huge undertaking. It was a lot of data collection, a lot of time, a lot of hours, 5 years in the making, a lot of meetings. So we'd like to thank our Region 15 flood planning group, of course, the Water Development Board for putting out these efforts, and of course, our Board of Directors for their continued support. This time, Commissioner, if you'd like to say a few words.
So thank you. Yes, the Drainage District was the administrative sponsor for our region, so they kind of led us in organizing our meetings and also collecting as much data as possible from our engineers and consultants. So thank you to you guys, your staff, and for all the support that you gave us over these last 5 years. In the last 8 years, I believe, somewhere in that range, over 100 counties out of 254 counties in the state of Texas had some sort of disaster declaration related to flooding. So this is not just a Rio Grande Valley issue. It's something that happens throughout the entire state of Texas. Through this plan, they identified over $50 billion of drainage needs throughout the state. Obviously, that can't be funded all at once. And that's going to have to, the next step is going to be figuring out how the state is going to start funding these projects. But the important part is that now we have a pretty comprehensive statewide plan, much like any other statewide department, whether it be TxDOT or any other state management group. This finally gets the state of Texas to a point where they can start managing flood risk and addressing mitigation efforts throughout the entire state of Texas. Obviously, our region is most affected when we start having some severe rain events. But this is an important first step, and I want to thank you because 5 years of meetings and results and follow-up and everything else is a long time. So thank you for your efforts, and I'm proud that we were a part of this group to create the first ever report, statewide report. So congratulations to you guys and to all of us.
Thank you, Commissioner. And just to let you know, we will continue working on the second cycle. We will continue identifying projects and amending the master plan as needed. As projects are being built, we'll remove them. As others are identified, we'll add them and we'll define them, the ones that are currently there. So thank you all again.
Appreciate it.
And just one real quick note also, you have to be part of the state plan to be eligible for the Flood Infrastructure Fund funding, which is, we benefited last cycle, 20 million interest-free, and then the balance, the other 12 million grant, so about 10 million grant. So it's important to be in this plan, keep it updated, as Jaime is saying. We'll continue to add projects. We have several projects in there right now, so it's very important.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, Judge, if I may, I'll go to item 6A. One, sir, we have a public hearing for the purpose of receiving public comments related to the Dow County Drainage District 1 Hazard Mitigation Action Plan, updated in accordance with the requirements of the Federal Emergency Management Agency. So, sir, if we could open that up, please, for comments.
And I declare a public hearing open for the purpose of discussing the District Number 1 Hazard Mitigation Action Plan. Is there anyone here to address us regarding these matters?
The plan is available at our website. It is available for review and so forth. So it's just an update to all our plans, all our projects that we have in our hazard mitigation plan.
Hearing none, this public hearing now is now closed.
That's all the action we needed on that, Judge. Thank you very much. 6B1, presentation by Burt McCumber and Longoria LLP of the Dow County Drainage District Number 1 2023 financial audit, 2023 single audit, and 2023 annual comprehensive financial report. So I'll turn it over to Mr. Longoria here, who's here with his team to make that presentation.
Thank you, Raul. Judge, good morning. Commissioners, good morning. Ricky Longoria with BML, Burt McCumber and Longoria. We successfully completed, working along with management, the audit of the Drainage District for the year ended December 31st, 2023. Today I do have Luis Lopez with me, familiar face. He seems to join me when we are able to make these presentations. And today I am going to allow him to lead today's presentation, so I'm going to go ahead and call him up. Thank you.
Morning, Judge, Commissioners. Today, we're going to get started with the governance letter, which should be a 3-page stapled letter. Again, this part of the presentation will be pretty similar to prior years. This is just a standard letter that we go over, that we're required to go over every year. And I will just summarize the letter, hitting a few points. The letter conveys to you that we have completed the audit of the financial statements of Hidalgo County Drainage District Number 1 for the year ended December 31st, 2023. And our audit was conducted in accordance with generally accepted auditing standards, government auditing standards, and the uniform guidance. The letter also conveys to you that management is responsible for the accounting policies of the organization, and those are described in the notes to the financial statements. This year, there was one new accounting standard that was implemented, the subscription-based IT arrangements, or SPIDAs. So the effects of that, the implementation of that new standard are included in the financial statements. These financial statements, like any other financial statements, there are estimates included therein. The most significant estimates, the estimate for the allowance for uncollectible property taxes, which is based on the historical revenues and the historical collection rates. The estimates related to the pension and the OPEB, you do hire a third-party valuation that takes a lot of factors into consideration when deriving those estimates. And lastly, the estimates related to capital assets, the useful lives, which affect the accumulated depreciation and depreciation expense for the year. We confirm to you that we did not encounter any significant difficulties in completing the audit. Any adjustments that were identified during the audit, whether they came from us or management as they continue to close their books, all those adjustments have been posted and are reflected on the financial statements. Professional standards also require us to convey to you whether we had any disagreements with management as it relates to financial reporting or auditing matters. We confirm to you that there were none. And we did get a management representation letter at the conclusion of our audit. Lastly, the organization, if they seek an opinion from another auditor or another accountant, professional standards require that that accountant communicate to us so that we can convey all the facts and circumstances that we have. As noted before, there were no disagreements, so that didn't happen. Any questions on the governance letter before I move forward? Okay, going into the bound report, just take a quick second on page 7 just to acknowledge and recognize that the Drainage District did receive the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting for their annual comprehensive report for the year ended December 31st, 2022. And just to brief background on what that is, that there's an application that is filled out and the report is submitted. The Government Finance Officers Association does a thorough review if it meets the high level of standard and transparency. That's how this award is obtained. So congratulations to you all for receiving that award.
Thank you, Laura.
Okay, moving on to page 13. This is a 200-page report, so I'll keep it short and simple. I know you have a long agenda. The independent auditor's report, just to summarize the report, we are rendering an unmodified opinion on the financial statements, which is consistent with prior years, also referred to as a clean opinion as well. Okay, and then just going over a few highlights as it relates to the actual financial statements themselves. On page 28, most important number probably on this sheet would be your unassigned fund balance in your general fund. As of December 31st, 2023, your unassigned fund balance was $21.9 million. That translates to over 300 days in fund balance, close to a year, which by any standards, that's a really healthy fund balance. Another thing I'd like to just point out here real quick, one of your biggest undertakings are the construction projects, and you've got some bonds out there that you're utilizing. If you wanted to see how much is available for spending or what's available as of December 31st, within that fund balance section and the restricted section, there is a line item called capital projects. And if you slide over all the way to the right, as of December 31st, 2023, your restricted fund balance, which is what's available for spending from those bond funds, was $181 million. Included in that balance, of course, one of the big items, one of the big things that happened during the year, you did have a bond issuance, so that actually increased by about $59 million. Flipping to page over.
Yep. May I make a comment on this?
Sure.
Am I reading this correctly? That cash and cash equivalents, 236 million?
Yes, so included in there are the funds that you invest in your government investment pools, which are like your Texas Range,
Okay,
Texas
so
Fit.
those are not in demand deposits then? They're not all in demand deposits, they're in,
Correct. And the reason for that is because the liquidity on those investments, the types of there are no restrictions on being able to pull those monies out of those government investment pools, so they are categorized as cash and cash equivalents.
But more importantly, a bunch of that money came from the loans, from the bonds we sold,
Yes,
right?
correct.
I think that's what he was asking.
Yes.
well, I just want to make sure that there's proper management of liquidity.
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
And I want the public to know that that's not just money we've been setting aside, it's actually from the bonds we passed.
Restricted for your
And
bond
then they
project.
get invested until
Right,
we use the money.
correct.
Right, just as a reminder, we issued them kind of in advance of what we thought because of taking advantage of low interest rates, which we can now appreciate in the environment that we're in. It was a smart thing to do.
Yes, sir. Okay, moving on to page 32, again, just focusing on the general fund. You did have an increase of $3.7 million overall in your overall fund balance in your general fund. Again, you mentioned the construction projects that you have going on. For the year, under that expenditures section, going down to that capital outlay, for the year, you did expend about $43.2 million on construction projects. So you see that those construction projects are moving and continue to progress.
And Lisa, speaking of that, when you assess risk to determine what you're going to look more into, what risk did you look into for the construction projects? That's a major part of what they do, if any.
Yeah, the risk associated with utilizing the funds for their intended purpose, that to me is the biggest risk associated with.
Mr. Cecin has a $50,000 cap for making any change orders. Did you look at any change orders?
Yes, sir. We look at change orders as part of our internal control testing. We review the process, your policies, the thresholds, not just for his approval, what requires board approval.
Well,
And
the reason I'm asking the question is because there are safeguards to all of the things that we put in.
sure, yes, correct.
And you've looked into that, and you feel good that the safeguards and the management are in proper place.
Yes, sir.
That's it?
Okay, on the financial statements, that's really all I had. I do want to, well, let me turn back. To conclude our presentation, we'll go back to page 191. This year, there was a single audit. The district did meet the threshold in the expenditures of federal awards. We did not have any findings as it relates to federal awards. We did have three significant deficiencies that we would call the professional standard term. Those are included there in the back of the report in the pages that follow along with management's corrective action plan as well. So I'll just acknowledge that those are there. And really, that's really all I have unless anyone has any additional questions.
If not, Judge, Commissioner, I just wanted to just also point out that we did have the opportunity to meet with management staff to talk about the three items that were pointed out in the back. As it relates to, Judge, your question about internal controls over the construction and things of that nature, we are required to issue a separate report letter in the back as it relates to internal controls. We did not find any exceptions or report any exceptions as it relates to internal controls related to the construction process. So I just wanted
And I
to
think it was
announce that as
important
well.
for the public to know that.
Yeah, okay. But other than that, Judge and Commissioners, that's all we have. And again, just always want to thank you all for allowing us to be of service to the county.
Thank you, Rick.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
So we have a motion to accept the report. Is
Yes,
that
sir.
the-
It would be B2, request approval of the document section 1, 2023 financial audit, 23 single audit, and 2023 annual comprehensive financial report to accept. Yes, sir.
So moved. Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you. Item C1, submission of the 2024 no new revenue and voter approval rate for Hidalgo County Drainage District Number 1. So Julio Espinosa with Mr. Villarreal's office will come up and make his presentation on that.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Julio Espinosa from the Tax Office presenting these items regarding the taxes. So, number one, submission of the 2024 new revenue voter approval rate for Hidalgo County Drainage District Number 1. Number two, the planning calendar, 2024 planning calendar. Number three, we'll have a discussion for the 2024 tax rates. And four, take a record vote on the proposed tax rate and schedule a public hearing if applicable. This year's rates, the no new revenue rate came out to 0.1087. The voter approval rate came out to 0.1103, and the election rate came out to 0.1123, and this election rate is for the developing water districts. Last year's tax rate, I believe, was 0.1139. So I'll turn it over to Mr. Cecine, that way he can make a recommendation for the proposed rate.
I'll have Ms. Briones handle the presentation of the CFO.
We are recommending the proposed tax election rate of 0.1123. Although this tax rate is reducing, we will have an increase in revenues. The increase is $2,082,320. As we looked at the budget, ahead of time for next year, we have had increases in the machinery and equipment, or needed to purchase machinery and equipment for the additional shredding crews. I know Mr. Cecine has mentioned the additional miles that we've been undertaking, and we're hoping that that amount is sufficient enough to purchase those additional assets and the additional employment of the crews.
Right, and I would suspect you're getting some different equipment as well as you keep widening these ditches and creating these new expanded drainage ditches. You're gonna need that additional equipment, a new type of equipment to handle that. So I think that's a great initiative that you guys are pushing over there.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
We will be setting a public hearing for the increase in tax revenues, and it'll be set for September 24th at 1:30 p.m. And we need to take a record vote of the proposed rate.
That's the 1123. Do you need a
On
motion?
11.1123.
Make a motion.
Can you read it and we make the motion? Read it how you want us to, either vote for it or vote against it. So we don't have to mess it up.
Okay.
It's my understanding that the proposed 2024 tax rate and is to be the tax rate election rate of .1123, and the dates for the public hearing and the calendar have already been discussed, and management is seeking approval.
Aye.
Well, so there needs to be a motion first,
Motion?
Oh, second.
and now you do the record vote.
Call the-
All in favor with a roll call?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Let the record show that there was a unanimous vote of the members present. Motion carries.
Great, thank you. Again, we keep growing as a district. You know, we're always looking for other ways to finance operations. We're seeking state, federal funding, and so forth. And with this growth, you know, we have to continue to invest in equipment and manpower. So that's what we're doing. Item D, requesting approval to complete and submit a credit application to establish a district account with Southern Tire Mart LLC for the acquisition of tires and tire-related services with the authority of the district general manager or his designee to sign the credit application.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Item E, requesting approval of a Dow County Irrigation District Number 2 permit application relates to the Norlana Loop project and authority of the chairman of the board to execute documents.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Item F, requesting approval to renew, extend the contract with the following companies for the provision of title report related services for one additional year under the same rates, terms, and conditions to be effective September 5th, 2024, subject to compliance House Bill 1295, Sierra Title County, Inc., Valley Land and Title Company, and Amigo Title.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Item G, requesting acceptance and approval of donation deed from Border Town Development LLC that relates to 11.83 acre tract of land out of Lot 4 and 5, Block 70, Engelman re-subdivision pending final legal review.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Item H, requesting approval of the following final negotiated professional service contract for the provision of real estate appraisal services on cause needed basis for Dow County District Number 1. Projects is approved for negotiations by Board of Directors on 3/19/24, subject to final legal review, compliance House Bill 1295.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
For the record, Leonardo Garza Junior Associates LLC and Appraisal House. Item I, requesting our authority to advertise and approval of RFP packet ACDD1 M&O Training Facility Site Improvements, RFP number ACDD1 2404800904JS, including the re-advertisement of the project in the event no response is received and or rejected, and the project is still required.
Motion to approve?
Second. Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Item J, Dow County Precinct 1 reimbursement payment approval invoice number DD 27 in the amount of $108,034 from Dow County Precinct 1 for equipment rental for the first quarter 2024.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Item 7A, 1 and 2, if I may, approval and acceptance of substantial completion, certificate of construction completion for Memorial LLC pertaining to construction contract CACD 1-21017R0502 Wesco Drain. And item 7A2, approval application payment number, or retainage, I guess, in the amount of $56,756.41 and $142.25 in interest for Memorial LLC pertaining to construction contract CACD 1-21017R0502 Wesco Drain.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion
Yes.
carries.
Yes, sir. You're good with that. Item A, request 8A, requesting approval of closing documents for parcel 2611 as it relates to project 26, the 2018 Drainage Bond Program Mission Lateral Project, and authority for the chairman of the board to execute documents pending final legal review.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, sir. 8B, requesting approval of supplementary agreement number 1 to work session number 1 with S2 Engineering PLC for the project of Southwest Wesco Phase 3 2018 Bond Referendum Project number 35, CACD 1-230-120217, to reflect the revised Exhibit D work schedule with an extended termination date of November 30th, 2025, subject to final review and compliance House Bill 1295.
Judge, Commissioners, for the record, on this particular item, Commissioner Fuentes will be abstaining from any discussion and/or action.
I make a
Item
motion to
35.
approve.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Let the record show Commissioner Fuentes abstain from any discussion or action on this item.
Thank you.
8C, requesting approval of supplemental agreement number 5 to professional engineering service agreement and to work station number 1 for the project Mile 10 North and Baseline Road 2018 bond referendum project number 20, CACDD 1-19-021-0326. We continue ahead in the association to reflect the revised Exhibit D work schedule with an extended termination date of December 31st, 2024, subject to final legal review and compliance House Bill 1295.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
I'll cover 8D through, if I may, Judge. AD1, approve application payment number 14, the amount $37,800 from Go Underground pertaining to construction contract CCDD 1-22-019-0712, Highway 281 FM 88 project. 8D2, approve application payment number 11, the amount of $204,124.85 from RBM contractors pertaining to construction contract CACDD 1-23-014-0426, KMG, Mile 10 North and Baseline Road project. Item 8D3, approve application for payment number 5 in the amount of $311,673.60 from Science Brothers Construction pertaining to construction contract C, ACDD 1-23-05109-27 ESZ, Glasscock, Mile 4 to Mile 5 project. In order, sir. Request approval.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Item 9A, 1 requested exemption of competitive requirements of Texas Law Government Code 262024A4 for professional engineering services.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. 9A2, requesting authority of Dock Engineering 1 to negotiate a professional engineering service agreement with South Texas Infrastructure Group LLC from the district pre-approved pool of pre-qualified professional engineers as approved by the Board of Directors on March 19, 2024 for the 2023 bond referendum project number 15, PD Lateral Drain Extension 3.
Motion to approve.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, sir. 9B, approval application payment number 3 in the amount of $633,521.39 from Econ Group pertaining to construction contract CACDD 1-24-007-0319 South Main Drain Phase 2. Everything's in order. Recommend approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
No closed session today, sir.
I believe then that concludes all of our agenda
Yes, sir.
items. May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. And I want to call the meeting of the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court to order. We'll start with a roll call to establish quorum.
Eddie Cantu, precinct 2.
Ellie Torres, precinct 4.
Rich Cortez, County Judge. And we have Commissioner Fuentes here, that constitutes a quorum of 4. Today, we're very honored to have the U.S. Army veteran Edwin Guevara. He served in the U.S. Army from August of 2016 to February of 2021 with the rank of E4 Specialist, and he's serving today with as the Deputy Sheriff with our Sheriff's Department. Would you please lead us in today's pledge?
Can you please rise? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. God bless America.
Thank you very much for your service. Today, we're also honored to have the very honorable Judge Juan Alvarez. He is currently our JP for Precinct 1, Place 2, but will be newly elected District Judge. Judge, will you please lead us in today's prayer?
Thank you. Staff, thank you. God, I pray that you would bless our leaders with your divine wisdom so that they can make decisions with understanding and humility. God, we welcome you amongst us today and celebrate the gifts of life you have lavished upon each of us. We ask that you would open our heart, our ears, so that we may hear your voice, open our minds, so that we may receive your eternal wisdom. Open our spirits so that we may know your leading and guiding us today. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Judge.
May I be excused?
Yes.
May I be excused?
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Next, we have the approval of the consent agenda.
Yes, thank you, Judge. And again, for Commissioners Court, a friendly reminder, please, if everybody could please turn off your cell phones or put them on mute. If there is a conversation that needs to be taken or a phone call that needs to be taken, please, I respectfully request that you step outside, have the conversation, and/or a phone call, and then return back to the court room. Judge, Commissioners, with respect to consent agenda for Commissioners Court, I'd like to pull from consent agenda, the following consent agenda items: 8A1 and 2, 13B, 13D, and 16B1.
I make a motion to approve the rest of the consent.
Second.
All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Judge, Commissioners, for the record, consent agenda item 8A1 and 2, Commissioner Fuentes will be abstaining from any discussion and/or action.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Let the record show Commissioner Fuentes abstain from any discussion or action on these items.
Thank you. Thank you. Consent agenda item 13B, Judge, Commissioner, specific to program department number 350-018, slot 007, and that will be from, and then 2, 350-017, slot 012. That is specific to the registered dietitian. There is no action on that one particular item. The balance may be accepted.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Consent agenda item 13D. There is a slight correction to be made on the caption. I'd like to correct the AI number from 85382 to 95382.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And 16B1, again, the caption should read ARPA-22-121-044 Mercedes Gate Structure Stormwater Project.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Judge, Commissioners.
Next item, we have something that's very close to me. We're an age-friendly community. Who's here to? Yeah, everyone that's here for this matter, please come forward.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. Kimberly Cruz, presenting Agenda Item 5A, Proclamation recognizing Hidalgo County as an age-friendly community. Whereas Hidalgo County is committed to enhancing the quality of life for residents of all ages, including a significant proportion of older adults who contribute to the diversity, vitality, and character of our community. And whereas the Age-Friendly RGV initiative, directed by Dr. Sudarsan Pasupuleti of the UTRGV School of Social Work, promotes active aging by optimizing opportunities for older people to be healthy, active, and secure in their living environments. And whereas the initiative aims to improve living and recreational spaces, community support, and health services not only for older adults, but also for children, younger adults, and families, thereby reducing stress and fostering healthier communities overall. And whereas through a pilot grant, Dr. Pasupuleti and his team will conduct a study of age-friendly environments in Hidalgo County using the framework developed by the World Health Organization with a focus on readiness and willingness to adopt age-friendly principles. And whereas an age-friendly community fosters inclusive infrastructure, policies, and services that enhance accessibility and inclusivity for people of all ages and abilities, promoting healthy, active living in safe and secure environments. And whereas the results of the pilot study will be presented at a roundtable on age-friendly Rio Grande Valley event that will take place on August 21, 2024. And whereas Hidalgo County encourages ongoing collaboration among cities, communities, government agencies, businesses, and community organizations to continue developing and implementing age-friendly policies and programs. And whereas Hidalgo County invites its residents to participate actively in shaping the future of our community, ensuring that the needs of older adults are considered in all aspects of community planning and development. Now therefore be it proclaimed that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court hereby recognizes its community as age-friendly and commits to fostering an inclusive environment that enables residents of all ages to participate fully in community life. Approve this 20th day of August 2024.
Motion approved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries, and thank you very much for doing that, making this.
With us from the UTRGV School of Social Work is Dr. Sudasan Pasupuleti.
On my personal behalf and the UTRGV School of Social Work behalf, I would like to thank Hidalgo County Administration, especially county commissioners and the county judge for your progressive decision to make our county age-friendly community on today. With a small community engagement grant from UTRGV School of Social Work, the age-friendly RGV, the whole region, initiative has been designed to foster and facilitate age-friendly RGV community to provide a friendly environment that respects, values, cares, engages, includes older adults in every sphere of the community through inclusive infrastructure, policies, workplaces, health, and social services. We are very proud of RGV, Rio Grande Valley, and communities with the unique identity and diversity. It is a welcoming place which is going to become a model for the whole country and beyond, with a tremendous growth potential and opportunities. In this growing environment, we want RGV cities and counties to embrace age-friendly framework, philosophy, and strategies initiated by WHO in 2005 in Brazil. And we have a unique opportunity to make this region one of the best places in terms of age-friendly community. As age-friendly city and community is all-inclusive environment, and it's a movement of the people, cities and communities to build and sustain physical and social environment that is friendly and livable for older adults, and creates opportunities for active and healthy aging. And there is a growing global network of cities and communities, and with 400 plus members in it. And we want our cities to join this network and shaping the future of our cities for generations. And I would like, once again, I would like to thank my team and my dean, especially Dr. Torres Hostes, who has supported with a grant to do this work. And UTRGV Division of Government Relations, especially AVP Richard Sanchez, who has been working with us, and area agents on aging, AARP, we have here, and WellMed Charitable Foundation, who are partners working with us in promoting this initiative. We thank you all for this proclamation, and thank you.
No, and we thank you for all the service you do, and keeping and creating human capital here is a great thing. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you. Motion to approve.
Great picture.
Judge. We need to vote.
We have a motion and a second to approve. Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have the open forum.
Thank you, Judge Commissioners. We do have one participant, Ms. Fern McClarity. Prior to open forum, I'd like to remind the public they're always welcome to participate in public forum. They need to be familiar with the rules of the forum, which prohibit direct and indirect personal attacks on members of the quorum or any county individuals. The comments made should also pertain to county business and cannot be threatening in nature. There is a 3-minute time limit. I will advise when there is 1 minute left, Ms. McClarity, and I will start when you start.
I want to start with some comments concerning the delinquent court fines and fees collection report submitted by the county tax attorneys Purdue, Brandon, Fielder, Collins, and Mott. I want to start here because the county judge asked an extremely important question. It was basically, how much is the county losing? Without skipping a beat, the attorney said, oh, about $1 million. $100 million, I'm sorry. I was completely caught off guard because I expected a long-winded explanation that would be difficult to understand. But he said $100 million. My reaction to this statement was that we have a county government that knows and understands that we have a significant portion of our population live in poverty. We therefore compound the problem by removing their ability to renew their vehicle inspection stickers. They can't drive to work, and they have and their families go on welfare. Now they are eligible for food stamps, housing, medical services. That is how we create poverty. But if you ask about the county strategy for getting families out of poverty, they refer you to a nonprofit corporation committed to reducing poverty, but they cannot help. The answer to the question is for the county to stop spending beyond the people's ability to pay. Each year, the county increases its property taxes. In 2024, the county increased its property taxes by 15.36%. In the last 3 years, it has increased its taxes by 34.25%. The people are living in poverty because the county is taking their money. So again, each one of y'all are making quite a bit of money, but there's a lot of people in Hidalgo County that are either on a fixed income or they don't have an income. So we're asking y'all to watch your P's and Q's. And today I ask please to pray for Israel and the hostages, and that Israel will stand strong during this time of war. I believe they found some other dead hostages today or last night. So please pray for Israel. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Judge Commissioners, we have no other participants.
Okay, next item is item 7A, District Attorney's Office.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Rosalinda Cantu presenting for the District Attorney's Office. Item 7A, the Domestic Violence Specialty Prosecutor Grant. We're asking for approval to continue the payment of salaries for one Assistant District Attorney currently being paid by the DVSP grant pending the award of the 2024 fiscal year grant cycle.
Motion to approve.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 7B, the DA's Victim Coordinator and Liaison Grant. We're asking for approval to continue the payment of salaries for one Victim Assistance Coordinator currently being paid by the VCLG grant pending the award of the fiscal year 2024-2025 grant.
So moved.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 7C, the District Attorney's State Supplement. We're asking for, requesting approval to accept the fiscal year 2025 from September 1st, 2024 through August 31st, 2025, the DA State Supplement Grant Award from the Texas Comptroller of Public Accounts Judiciary Section in the amount of $22,500. We're also requesting approval of certification of revenues as certified by the County Auditor for the fiscal year 2025 DA State Supplement Grant in the amount of $22,500 and appropriation of the same.
So moved.
Second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Item 8A, Sheriff's Office.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners, Captain Rocky Serna, presenting on behalf of Sheriff J.E. Riera.
Item 8A, Sheriff's Office K-9 for Cops application. Authorization and approval to apply for the K-9 for Cops grant with authority for the county judge as authorized official to sign all required documents in relation to the application. Seeking approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
8B, Sheriff's Office MOU HCSO and South Texas College Shooting Range Use and Training. Approval and authorization for the Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office to enter MOU with South Texas College regarding the use and training of HCSO shooting range. Seeking approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item HC, Sheriff's Office OCD ETF fiscal year 24 bedded on white additional funds number 2. Permission to read all 3. 1, approval to accept additional overtime funding for OCD ETF fiscal year 24 for 2 officers in the amount of $2,500. 2, requesting authorization to continue to pay overtime reimbursable under the grant terms and conditions. 3, approval of COR as certified by the county auditor for the OCD ETF fiscal year 24. Agreement in the amount of $2,500 and appropriation of the same. Seeking approval.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
How are we going to handle the constable funding?
Judge, Commissioners, with your permission, for the constables, it's Tropical Texas Behavioral Health, Fund 1285 fiscal year 23 program. It's approval to continue the payment of salaries and fringes for constables 1, 2, 4, and 5 as listed below.
So move. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
9B in its entirety is no action this morning.
Judge,
Sure.
can we take care of election since Hilda's here?
Sure.
I know she's way down the agenda.
Let me find it.
14, I believe, Judge.
We're going to move to item 14A, Elections Departments.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. Hilda Salinas, Elections Administrator, here to present to you today. Agenda item 96174, discussion on election updates. The Elections Department is in preparation for the November 5th, 2024 presidential election. Important dates to remember: the last day to register to vote or to make any changes to your voter registration is Monday, October 7th. The first day of early voting will begin Monday, October 21st, and run through Friday, November 1st. Election day is Tuesday, November 5th. Hidalgo County Elections Department is currently hiring poll workers to work the November 5th, 2024 presidential election. To participate, residents must be a registered voter of Hidalgo County, participate in a mandatory training. They must work November 5th, which is election day, from 5:45 a.m. to 9 p.m., be nonpartisan and neutral when working an election. Those interested can download the application off our website at www.hidalgocounty.us/elections. They can fill it out and can email it to elections@co.hidalgo.tx.us, or they can submit their application in person at our main office, which is 213 South Klausner, Edinburgh. Residents can also fax the application at 956-393-2039. Also, if you all have any questions or any residents on anything in regards to elections, to call our office at 956-2570. That's what we have right now for election updates. Do you have any questions? Okay, I'll go ahead and I'll proceed. Item number 2, discussion, consideration, and authority for the county judge to order the November 5th, 2024 general election. Ordering the election is per the Texas Election Code, and it is to complete the local order to ensure that all required actions related to the election have been completed. I do recommend approval.
So move. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay, I'll proceed to item number 3, discussion, consideration, and approval of the November 5th, 2024 general election, early voting, and election day polling locations. A packet was handed out to you. In that packet, of course, is the order, the first page. The second page is the early voting polling locations that the Hidalgo County Elections Office recommends. There's a total of 32. We do have two entities that are requesting to add a total of 5 more polling locations, and that's page number 3. If you can go ahead and turn to that page. The local entities that did request the additional 5 are the Hidalgo County Democratic Party and the Elections Consolidated School District. And these locations include, let me get that information for you. Montecristo Elementary, just so you know, it is an election day polling location. It is ADA compliant, has ample voting, space, as well as parking and curbside. Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office East Substation. It is not an election day polling location. Space is a little tight. We're not able to facilitate the election due to space restrictions. And of course, parking will be limited. The third one is FAR 1. It is an election day polling location. Again, ample, voting space, ADA compliant, curbside will be available. STC Technology, it is an election day polling location. Ample voting space, parking, everything will be provided. And the fifth one will be Edinburgh Conference Center at Renaissance DHR. It is an election day polling location, ample parking space, voting, space, everything will be provided as well. Do you have any questions or would like for me to add any more information in regards to these polling locations to be added to the list of permanent early voting locations? Would you like to add one of them or?
So Hidalgo, hold on, there's a lot of information missing.
Yes.
The school district is asking for how many locations?
DHR.
1. So the way, you guys come up with a plan and a budget and so forth, and you've come up with enough locations to handle this election. I would evaluate it by, if you're gonna bring in more locations, that they're to replace others, that they're better proximity or whatever it may be. If not, we're gonna be, nobody's looking at the budget here. They're just saying, give me 4 more locations, but at whose expense? It's at our expense. So we gotta factor in the budget. ECISD, if they wanna pay 100% of having an additional location, I would say that's up to them, right? But not this shared cost, because if they add all these locations, then we're sharing in a bunch of expense. It only helps them in their election. And also, they could also choose this location instead of another one. Because if we continue to get more locations, it's at our expense. And so we gotta factor in expense too. And if some of these locations are better than others, we'll remove the others and let's try to stay within the budget that's been set. That's my 2 cents.
Anyone else?
So how do we do this? If they haven't recommended other locations, they're just recommending new locations, is there time to bring this back?
Preferably for us to get this approved today, as we do have deadlines that we do need to meet. Now, just so you know, the 32 polling locations that we recommend are strategically placed throughout Hidalgo County, and they do meet the Texas Election Code requirements. And, in regards to all the laws and everything that's required for early voting, correct? Now, yes, Edinburgh CISD did request DHR, as well as the Hidalgo County Democratic Party did request the other 4, correct? It would be a shared cost, depending on.
I don't have a problem with Edinburgh's request. Now, is there a site that maybe gets very little traffic that we can remove the site with very little traffic and add this site? This site looks like it's gonna have a lot of traffic.
We can go ahead and look into that. However, the polling locations that we have in place already have been solidified as permanent, and they do have voter turnout already.
Well, there are 2 differences. Early voting, you have, 2 weeks? The voter decides when, where, what time to go vote.
Exactly.
So that's an easier way for them to vote because they decide when, where, how they're going to go vote.
And then another thing, they
On
can
the
vote
day
at,
of the election, they only have one day and they only have certain hours to go vote. That's why we have, how many?
32 for early voting and 129 for Election Day.
Yeah, and that's the difference, because, I mean, we add more, if we add more for early voting, you're still with the same situation. You can decide when to go, where to go, and whatever.
Exactly, and their ballot will be everywhere. Countywide polling place program applies to early voting as well as Election Day.
Which makes it way better than the way it used to be, having this countywide.
On Election
More
Day,
accessibility.
yes.
It's only on Election Day that it's countywide?
The same applies for early voting as
No,
well.
But it's the whole election that's countywide,
Exactly.
right? So that makes
Yes.
it easier for the voter to get to a polling location.
Correct.
I mean, I make a motion to stick to what you've created unless we can, like I said, replace the Renaissance location with an existing location. And you're saying that we can't.
Well, because the polling locations that are represented in Precinct 4 are already solidified, permanent polling locations that have been used in the past, this would be in addition to what's already in place.
And it's still, but it will be an election day voting location.
It is an Election Day polling location, yes.
And they're okay with sharing the cost?
Yes. And that's pretty much how it works out. Of course, you state which polling locations you would request during early voting as well as election date. But election day does fall, with the county. Again, we're meeting all, statutory guidelines in regards to election day laws, hence the reason why we're now at 129.
But there's two variables for a new one. Not only the cost, but the people to actually man it.
Yes, sir.
Correct? So I think that if y'all want to entertain, put in some more, if whoever wants them there is willing to pay and guarantees that they can staff it.
But if we add this, I just want Edinburgh to pay for it, not to share in the expense, because,
No,
I mean, they can't.
And they have stated that they wanted to share the expense.
Well, I think we should go back and say that they would have to cover it.
You have a motion.
I can, there's more information.
Well, I'd like to say that I personally think that we're going to have a big turnout in this election, and I think the more accessibility that our community has, the better, even at a cost share, I think would be a good thing.
I think so too. I just think since they're asking for it, that they have the resources that they can pay for it. Because if not, these requests, so we're at 32 now, we're gonna go to 36, and then next time we're gonna go to 40, and everybody's just saying that without covering expenses. That's my concern.
Right, and the cost, the estimated cost per polling location would be $29,368,000. For all five, let's say, for example, if you were to add all five, it would run in between $145,000 to $150,000 additional, on top of already the cost of early voting, which is payroll alone is already at $500,000.
Is that 29,000 our portion or the total cost?
The total cost.
So
That's
our-
not considering shared.
So our portion would be 15,000 per location, more or less.
Depending on which polling locations were shared in regards to the jurisdiction. So for example, City of Edinburgh, ECISD, and the county. That's pretty much how it's
Does
shared.
Edinburgh want to make this place a permanent location?
They haven't stated no.
Well, I made my motion. It can pass or die or whatever.
Commissioner, were you thinking about
Well,
something in precinct 4?
Then now, is there any further discussion so I can call the motion?
Well,
I personally would like to see, that there be more accessibility as requested.
Are you asking for one?
Well, I'd like to see, in my precinct, the Monte Cristo and the DHR.
What do we need to do with the pending motion?
Either act on it or let it die. Right?
Or return.
I'm not going to
You want to modify a motion, Commissioner?
I think it needs to go to a vote. His needs to go to a vote because it's a live motion. or
No, there's no
it
second,
dies
so
for a
it dies.
second?
Right.
Right, okay. It dies for a second.
There being no second, there's no motion on the floor.
So, okay, so I can make the motion to approve the 5 additional sites?
You want all?
Wow.
Yeah,
Well, I think,
well, in particular, precinct 4.
I don't think this is the sheriff's office substation qualified because of certain limitations.
Yes, please know that
So
it,
4 sites.
yeah, right, it did not meet the space that's required to administer an election at that location.
We're just opening a can of worms because
Yeah.
we're gonna have a bunch of, we may have different entities next time, and they're gonna see what Edinburgh did, and they're gonna wanna do
Yeah.
the same thing.
Yeah, that's why we let you make those decisions based on the best available information.
And which the 32 that were recommended.
But I can compromise. What about if we just open up Renaissance as an additional location? Instead of all 5, just one additional one to what we already have.
And they are paying for it. Is that what they said? Or
They're gonna
who's
share.
gonna
in the
It would be a
expense?
shared cost.
So it'd be like 15,000 to us.
Well, I'm also thinking of Monte Cristo, because that's a very highly populated. If you've ever driven out to the northern part of my precinct and seen the growth that's there,
But it's because they've already evaluated this commission, and so,
but it's the same locations.
Well, like I stated, they are going to be used for election day. So they're already fully vetted, what have you. With Monte Cristo, Elections Annex is 4.7 miles away. San Carlos Endowment is 7.2 miles away, and Monte Alto Community Center is 12.9 miles away. It would be up to you all if you would like to add that.
remember, we're talking about early voting. Early
Only
voting, early voting.
voting, yeah.
and in the
You
conversation.
have time to decide when and where you want to go vote. Election day, you only have certain hours, only one day. That's why
Yes,
we
sir.
have more voting places, but early voting, it's different. There's more discretion as to how you prepare when you go vote.
You pass by a lot of them on your daily route.
Day-to-day business that you conduct. So yes.
Still have no motion.
I make a motion to add one location, which is the location at Renaissance, to benefit ECISD and the rest of the voters. That's my motion.
I'll second it.
Call it.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Everybody said aye?
Yeah.
Okay, motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Thank
I'll
you.
amend everything and include, so we're going to include doctors, what is it, DHR? That's
The
the only one.
Renaissance Conference Center, right?
Okay, yes. All righty. Thank you very much. That's all that we have for you.
Thank you, Hilda. Another easy day.
The calm before the storm.
Okay, we're back with the constables. Did we finish those bonding?
Yes, sir, we did.
So we're in human resources.
Yes, sir.
Item 10A, human resources. Erica?
Good morning, Judge Commissioners. Erika Reyna for the Department of Human Resources. Item 10A, I'm requesting a waiver of the following if applicable for the personnel items listed. I need action on item number 1, the Civil Service Commission Rules, Section 3.22, and item number 3, the Budget Amendment Policy, personnel-related amendments.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 10B is approval of the appointment of interns from RGV College to participate in the WIC Lactation Care Center for the period of August 20, 2024 through September 30th, 2024.
So move.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Item 10C is for County Court at Law number 3, approval to appoint Luis A. Gonzalez, student at UTRGV, as an intern under the Hidalgo County Court at Law number 3 for the period of August 26, 2024 through December 26, 2024.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 10D for the WIC Department, approve the following actions effective upon Commissioners Court approval. The action is to delete slots 0171 and 0182 Clinic Aid 1s at grade 1. I do recommend approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Item 10E for Precinct 2 Parks, approval to extend the following temporary position beginning August 5th, 2024 through August 9th, 2024. This is for temporary slot T075 athletic trainer. I do recommend approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Item 10F for Precinct 3 from Road and Bridge, approve the following action effective September 1st, 2024 through December 31st, 2024. The action is to add supplemental allowance to slot 0129 and equipment operator 3 in the amount of $3,000. And yes, that is item F. I do recommend approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 10G, Precinct 3, Road and Bridge, approve the following actions effective upon Commissioners Court approval. The action is to delete slots 0046, 0144, 0145, Maintenance 2s at grade 5, and create slots 0149 through 0151, Maintenance 3s at grade 7. I do recommend approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 10H for the Veterans Department, approve the following actions effective upon Commissioners Court approval. These are title changes for slot 0001 and 0002 from Counselor 1 and Case Manager to Counselor 1 Veteran Services and Case Manager Veteran Services. Item 2 is approval to revise the classified position list in accordance with the actions above. There is no fiscal impact to this item. It's simply a title change, and I do recommend approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Item 10I for various department, approve the following actions as per Exhibit A, effective next full pay period, 8/26/2024, and approval to revise the classified position list in accordance with the action above. Judge Commissioners, everything here is in accordance with the policy, and it is as recommended by the Classification Committee. I do recommend approval of these items.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Item 10J for Facilities Management, approve the following action effective upon Commissioners Court approval. The action is a title change from Assistant Director of Facilities Management to Assistant Director of Operations and Maintenance Facilities Management. This is in accordance with the restructuring happening at the Facilities Department. I do recommend approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And my final item today is discussion and action to adopt the driver standards policy. This policy was developed with the assistance of our executive office. It is meant to improve driving standards and promote the safety of our county employees as they conduct county business. I do recommend approval of this policy.
Motion to approve.
Second.
There was no attachment earlier. Did someone
Yes, sir.
ultimately
Yes, sir, it
put
was
the
attached.
attachment in?
Yes, sir.
And can you summarize it very quickly, Erica? Because I think this is important. We've been having so many accidents here.
So Judge Cortez and Ms. Erica, if I may, the driver standard policy in essence is like the state of Texas. It's based on a per occurrence. And with respect to the state of Texas, any infractions result in points. With Texas, points against your license, driver's license. So this essentially is the same thing. We look at every occurrence, and repeat occurrences will have consequences to those individuals that are entrusted with county assets, i.e. Our vehicles. Again, this is to ensure driver standards, safety of our drivers, as well as the safety of our residents while we're conducting our business throughout the county.
And Erica, I would appreciate some training or discussion. This needs to be in everybody's mind, how important it is for us to be careful drivers.
Yes,
with
absolutely.
With so many county vehicles.
Yes, we are going to be promoting it countywide, conducting trainings, and then gathering an acknowledgement form from all employees.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, Erica.
Thank you.
Judge, Commissioners, we do have an issue that I believe needs to be addressed at this time, but it is an issue that is in closed session.
So you want to go
Yes,
to
sir.
closed session?
I'm requesting for us to go to, for the court to entertain the executive session item.
Okay, we're going to have an 11 o'clock public hearing on the budget. Will we be back on time, or you want to wait till?
You know what, Judge? I think we can wait till, let's continue with the agenda.
Let
and
me,
then-
yes. Let me call the workshop to order. We'll recess, go to closed session, and come back.
Okay.
You want to skip any of these items?
No.
Go ahead, go to Urban County?
Yes.
Okay. Item 11A, Urban County.
Good morning, County Judge and Commissioners. Marisa Garza, Director of Urban County. Item 11A, requesting authorization to amend the fiscal year 2022 Emergency Solutions Grant Program subrecipient agreement with Catholic Charities of the Rio Grande Valley and Women Together Foundation Incorporation.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you,
Thank
Melissa. Item 12A, Health and Human Services Department.
Good morning, Judge Commissioners. This is Eddie Olivares, Hidalgo County Health and Human Services. I have a few items today. Item 12A, pursuant to Chapter 121 Local Public Health Reorganization Act, Section 121.006, requesting approval of self-pay clients' fee schedule to be effective September 1st, 2024. We simplified the schedule a little bit, sir, so we're just asking permission to update the schedule.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 12, Health and Human Services Department. 12A is, 12B is discussion, consideration, approval of amendment and continuation of Hidalgo County Unincorporated Area Nuisance Abatement Program. Sir, this program has been reviewed by our county legal, executive office, and the budget office, with monthly reporting being submitted to the auditor's office as well.
Mr. Olivares, Judge, Commissioners, we do have a public participation form from Ms. Fern McClarty on item 12B. Ms. McClarty?
I had asked Gabaldi if he would, because I got a call, and to explain what this is, why you're doing it, if you would do that. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Ms. McClarty, the nuisance abatement program is a health and safety issue. The agenda item is essentially updating the order that has been, that we're updating the order that was adopted by Commissioners Court, I believe, in 2016, thereabouts. It is just being updated to reflect that the nuisance abatement program by and through the health department under the Health and Safety Code will be facilitated. And so we're just updating our order.
Nothing has changed.
Nothing has changed but with respect to the County of Hidalgo addressing environmental issues on a case-by-case basis throughout the county. And so the order is being updated to reflect the health department, and the policies and procedures are, tweaked and restated. Go ahead, Mr. Olivares.
That's item 1, sir. And item 2 is adoption of amendment of Health Hidalgo County Unincorporated Areas Nuisance Abatement Policies and Procedures. And item 3 is approval of nuisance abatement program schedule of fees pursuant to pursuant to Health and Safety Code, Section 343.023A.
So the request is to take action on item 12B, 1, 2, and 3.
So moved.
Yes, sir.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, sir. Move on to item C, requesting approval of interlocal between Mission Consolidated Independent School District and Hidalgo County for the public health preparedness and response activities. This is our annual strategic national stockpile agreement, sir.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Item D is requesting approval to accept for the county judge to e-sign the PHEP Public Health Emergency Preparedness Grant Contract HHS 00143 950024, Amendment Number 1, and related documents. The purpose of the amendment is to revise Section 10, Federal Award Information, to revise Statement of Work. This is just part of the updates we have to do on that grant, sir.
Motion approved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item E is requesting approval of certification of revenue by county auditor in the amount of $212,681.25 for the Medicaid Administrative Claims Program for the quarter of October to December 2023, appropriation of the same.
Motion to approve?
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item F, sir, is Healthcare Funding District. This is information that we're doing with the hospital program, the local provider participation fund. We have not got the information yet from the state. We're scheduling that. There is no impact to general fund on this, but this is part of the procedures we follow. With item 1A, discussion and consideration and approval to draw down funds for demonstration year 13 uncompensated care intergovernmental transfer payment, an amount to be determined by Health and Human Services Commission instructions from the local provider participation fund with a transfer date of August 29th, 2024 and a settlement date of August 30th, 2024. And that amount will be given to us hopefully in the next day or two so we can update our auditors and budget office with that information once we receive that.
Motion approved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item B, approval certification of revenues as certified by county auditor from the local provider participation fund in the amount determined by Health and Human Services Commission. We'll work closely with the auditor's office, treasurer's and office on, once we get the instructions, sir.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Last item's approvals is number C is approval of appropriations of funds for the local provider participation fund and the amount to be determined by Health and Human Services Commission. Again, we will coordinate with auditor and budget correction and treasurer's office once we receive that grant information, sir.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item G, indigent healthcare, sir. This is part of an update for our indigent healthcare program. Discussion and approval to set the county indigent healthcare program level 2, Hidalgo Blue, federal poverty guidelines level at 200% for fiscal year 9/1/2024 through 8/31/2025.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item B is consideration and approval of the basic optional services for the fiscal year 9/1/2024 through 8/31/2025.
Motion approved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item C, discussion and approval of funding of CHCP level 2, Hidalgo Blue, County Indigent Healthcare Program level 2, as indicated.
Motion approved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 2 is the discussion and approval to set the County Indigent Healthcare Program federal poverty guidelines at 50% for fiscal year September 1, 2024 through August 31, 2025. And B is discussion, consideration, and approval and optional services for fiscal year September 1, 2024 through August 31, 2025.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Is this the level that it's in now, Eddie?
So we're looking at increasing slightly to allow more people to participate in the program. We're looking at moving federal poverty level from up between from 50 to 200%, whereas last year it was from 40 to 150%. So it's going up slightly to allow more people to get access to the indigent poverty program and assist those people in medical need.
We have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
That is all. You all have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners. This is Leslie Villegas. I will be presenting on behalf of Jaime Longoria for Community Service Agency. Action item 13A, no action will be taken at this time. With your permission, I would like to move to action item B.
Go ahead.
Okay. Discussion, consideration, and possible action to accept amendment number 3 to the fiscal year 2024 low income Home Energy Assistance Program, contract 582-4000-4026. Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs to include budget increase in the amount of $108.75 with total contract amount of $8,179,850.
So move.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Item AI 96241, discussion, consideration, and possible action to accept the $300,000 grant from the Texas Veterans Commission Fund for Veterans Assistance for program year 2024 through 2025 for operations Bravo Zulu, with authorization for Judge Richard Cortez to electronically sign all and any documents.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Ms. Leslie,
Yes.
I'm going to ask that you go back to item 13B2. I believe we did not take action on it. So if, with your permission, 13B2 for CSA authorization for Jaime Longoria to electronically sign any and all pertinent documents.
Motion to approve.
Oh, my apologies. Yes, that is correct. Thank you for pointing that out. Thank you.
All second,
May I move-
all in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries.
Ms.
Thank you,
Leslie.
Wendy.
Thank you. Ms. Leslie, go on to 13B.
Yes. Yes. Item AI 96236, discussion, consideration, and possible action to accept a contribution of $5,000 from Sierra Energy in support of utility assistance in 2024.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Last item, AI 96279, discussion, consideration, and possible action to accept amendment number 2 for fiscal year 2024 Community Service Block Grant, contract 612-4000-4139 from the Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs to include budget increase in the amount of $19,621 with total contract amount of $1,882,114.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item number 2, authorization for Jaime Longoria to electronically sign all and any documents.
So move.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. I would like to have a motion to recess our Commissioners Court meetings. So,
Second.
all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. I now call the, whoops, I need to wait 5 minutes.
About 16 seconds or so, Judge. We're almost there. Thank you, Judge. Go ahead.
I want to call the Commissioners Court workshop regarding our budget to order. I would also like to ask for a recess of our workshop so we can go into closed session.
So move.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Let the record show we recessed at 11:01. I would like to have a motion to reopen our Commissioners Court meeting.
Motion made.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Pursuant to Chapter 551 of Texas Government Code, we're going to be retiring to the closed section to discuss items listed in closed sections under 551.071, .072, .074, .087. I have a motion to do so.
So move.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. I have 11:02. You want to go back to the,
Item 15, I believe, under WIC, Judge Commissioners. For WIC, I am presenting for
Yep.
WIC this morning.
okay?
Our 15A is requesting approval of a one-time retention stipend for WIC staff and authority for county treasurers to process.
So move.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 15B is WIC extra funding, 2%. It's the LAGA program, which is Program 29, Fund 1292, requesting approval to accept the extra funding, 2% LAGA fiscal year 2024 additional funding notification in the amount of $170,000, and requesting approval of certification of revenue in the amount of $170,000 as certified by the county auditor and appropriation for the same.
Motion approved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And for the item 15B, second part, WIC employee retention stipend, which is program 30, Fund 1292, requesting approval to accept the employee retention stipend fiscal year 2024, additional funding notification in the amount of $784,000, and requesting approval of certification of revenue in the amount of $784,000 as certified by the county auditor and appropriation of same.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item, Planning Department.
Good afternoon, Judge and Commissioners. Item 1, for Precinct 2, reappointment of member Manuel Cantun to the Hidalgo County Subdivision Advisory Board and Hidalgo County Board of Building Line Adjustments.
Can you go ahead and just read all three?
Yes, sir. For Precinct 3, appointment of member Alejandro Cantú to the Hidalgo County Subdivision Advisory Board and Hidalgo County Board of Building Line Adjustments. And for Precinct 4, reappointment of member Leonel Garza Jr. to the Hidalgo County Subdivision Advisory Board and Hidalgo County Board of Building Line Adjustments.
And you are recommending 16A, 1, 2, and 3.
Correct. Staff recommends approval.
Thank you.
Motion to approve?
Second. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank
Thank you. Item 17A, Commissioner Fuentes.
Thank you, Judge. 17A, requesting approval of interlocal cooperation agreement between South Texas Independent School District and the County of Hidalgo for student transportation staging area for the 2024-2025 school year. Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. 17B, approval of the reimbursement agreement for preliminary engineering services between Union Pacific Railroad Company and the County of Hidalgo, Precinct 1 for the Mile 1 East project. Motion to approve.
Second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Judge.
Item 18, Commissioner Cantun.
Children's Advocacy Center. Number 1, discussion, consideration, and action to amend the declaration of support for the Children's Advocacy Center, DBA Estrellas House, from $70,000 to $150,000. And number 2, approval to authorize the county treasurer to issue a check in the amount of $80,000 to the Children's Advocacy Center, DBA Estrellas House, after review and processing procedures are completed by the county auditor. Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
B, requesting approval of interlocal cooperation agreement between Hidalgo County and Region 1 to establish an adult education literacy program for the eligible participants at the Precinct 2 Community Resource Center in South Alamo. Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
C, requesting approval to counter offer to purchase a tract of land known as Parcel 74 associated with the Precinct 2 Cesar Chavez Road project, with authority for the county judge to sign the administrative evaluation and approval forms. Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And last, D, requesting approval to accept a revised counteroffer to purchase a tract of land known as Parcel 70 associated with the Precinct 2 Cesar Chavez Road project with the county, with authority for the county judge to sign the administrative evaluation form. Motion approved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item 19A, Precinct 4.
Good afternoon, Dr. Jennifer Mendoza Culbertson, representing Commissioner Eli Torres, Precinct 4. Agenda item 96318, requesting approval of a resolution authorizing Hidalgo County to submit an application to the Texas Department of Agriculture, TDA, for the 2024-2025 Colonia funds. Construction program application number CFC 24-0082, CFC grant, and granting authorization for the Hidalgo County judge to execute all necessary documents related to this program.
Motion to approve?
Second.
2, discussion and approval of a member.
Is there a second?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
I was on a roll, pardon me. Number 2, discussion and approval of a memorandum of understanding between Hidalgo County and North Alamo Water Supply Corporation regarding Texas Department of Agriculture, TDA 2024-2025 Colonia funds, construction program application number CFC 24-0082 CFC grant.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Agenda item 96295, discussion, consideration, and action on request by the Linza Manuel Community Improvement Corporation to use the Linza Manuel Veterans Park for the 11th annual LSMCIC Roundup to be held on October 19th, 2024.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Agenda item 96349, requesting approval of interlocal cooperation agreement between Hidalgo County and Edinburgh Consolidated Independent School District for the Southeast Park project located in Precinct 4.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Agenda item 95733, requesting approval of a service agreement with Driscoll Health Plan, DHP, for the purpose of assisting the residents of Hidalgo County with education and training to increase family awareness of health topics to promote a long-term development of healthier habits through the Health Education and Literacy Initiative, HEAL, throughout Hidalgo County Precinct 4 as the primary contact for the term of 12 months with authority for the county judge to sign the required documents.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Agenda item 96356, Precinct 4 TPWD, Sunflower Park, 1286. Number 1, requesting approval for the grant agreement extension with Texas Parks and Wildlife for the Hidalgo County Precinct 4 Memorial Park Sunflower Project, extending the term from May 20, 2021 to September the 30th, 2025.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Number 2, authorization for Hidalgo County Judge Richard F. Cortez to sign the grant agreement extension document.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Soto, you're back.
Yes, sir. Okay, item 20A, 1, approval of certification of revenues as certified by the county auditor to fund lease expenses. And 2, approval of 2024 appropriation of revenues and expenses to fund these expenses. Recommend approval.
So move.
Second?
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 20B, approval to enter into an interlocal cooperation agreement between Hidalgo County and Hidalgo County Community Supervision and Corrections Department for fiscal year 2025 in relation to the drug court and alternative incarceration program with authority for county judge as authorized official to execute agreement, and 2, approval of interfund transfer. I recommend approval.
So move.
Second?
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 20C, approval of the purchase of power and construction contribution in aid agreements for the installation of streetlights as listed below. Recommend approval.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Now, where did these funds come from?
Yeah, they're part of our street program, street and light program.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay, item 20D, approval of ARPA project revisions as follow, which is A, budget amendments as per Exhibit A, and for B, rescind projects as per Exhibit B. Now, for clarification, the projects that are listed to be rescinded in Exhibit B, those are due to utilizing other funding and not using ARPA funding. So that's the reason for those projects being rescinded.
So move.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Last item, 20D2, requesting approval for the use of ARPA funds on the Hidalgo County Emergency Services Preparedness Equipment Project. Recommend approval.
So move.
Second?
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. That's the refrigerated unit. Thank you very much.
All right. Yes, sir, thank you.
Mr. Mesqua.
Good afternoon, Judge, Commissioners, Mr. Guerra, Mr. Garza. For the record, Ignacio Mesco from the Purchasing Department. Agenda item 21A for Hidalgo County. 1, requesting appointment of the Evaluation Committee by Commissioner SCORE to review, score, and grade the response received from the construction manager at risk for Hidalgo County Courthouse Phase 2 project. Please appoint the Evaluation Committee.
For me, it'd be Chief David Suarez.
Chief Arnold Flores.
Chief Belinda Reyes.
Chief Isaac Sulemana, and I believe the same thing for Commissioner Galeano.
That'd be Mr. Arcaute.
Motion approved, those five people.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And Judge, Commissioners, as always, staff will serve as technical advisors.
Judge, I think, I made a motion, I don't think anyone seconded it, and you called the
Second.
vote.
Oh, I thought we had already voted.
Did you
I'm
second?
sorry.
No, I'm saying it.
Oh, I
Okay,
mean,
so we have a motion and a second. I thought we had voted. I apologize. All in favor, say aye.
just to make sure.
Motion carries.
21B for emergency management. One, a requesting a section from competitive bidding requirements under Texas Local Government Code 262.024A4, a personal or professional services.
Motion approved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
The presentation of scoring grid for the purpose of ranking by Hidalgo County Commissioners Court of offense rated through the county's pool of pre-qualified professional surveying services for Hidalgo County Remote Operations Center. Do you wish to rank in the order of the scores?
Motion approved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
The requesting of authority for the Hidalgo County Purchasing Department to negotiate a professional surveying service agreement commencing with the number one ranked firm of SAMES for the Hidalgo County Remote Operations Center. So I recommend to approve.
Motion approved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
21C for Precinct 1A, requesting approval of work authorization number 3 in the amount of $2,341,200 as submitted by LNG Consulting Engineers to Hidalgo County's Professional Engineering Service Agreement to provide engineering service required for right-of-way acquisitions, parcel for the Miletown roadway, outfalls, and compensable utility easements for MyTem project.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Be pursuant to Article 14 of the Professional Service Agreement with LNG Consulting Engineers, requesting authority to engage subcontractors Leonel Garza Jr. and Associates and HLH Appraisal Service. I do recommend to approve.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
21D for Precinct 2, 1A, presentation of scoring grid for the purpose of ranking by Hidalgo County Commissioners Court of firm submitting response to Hidalgo County Professional Engineering Service for construction management material testing and inspection for the Nolana Loop project in Hidalgo County Precinct number 2. Do we wish to rank in the order or their score?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
The requesting authority for the purchasing department to negotiate a professional engineering service agreement commencing with number one rank firm of B2C Engineering for Precinct number 2, Nolana Loop project. I recommend to approve.
Motion approved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
2A, requesting approval to award the Nolana Loop project located in Precinct 2 to the qualified lowest responsive bidder to Texas Cordia Construction, recommended by the project engineer LNG Engineering in the amount of $18,134,488, with authority to issue notice to proceed upon receipt of the required payment and performance bonds, subject to final TX approval.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Be pursuant to Article 4.14 of the legal notice, requesting authority to waive minor technicalities for the submission requirements of the RFB receipt. Recommend to approve.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
3A, requesting authority to award construction contract for the construction for the Precinct 2 Regional Linear Park parking lot and amenities project to Benzer Contractors for the total amount of $612,119.40. I recommend the project engineer Cruz Hogan Consultants with authority to issue notice to proceed upon receipt of the required payment and performance bonds.
Motion approved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Be pursuant to Article 4.14 of the legal notice, requesting authority to waive minor technicalities for the submission requirements of the RFB receipt. I recommend to approve.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
4A, requesting authority to award construction contract for the recreational trace connectivity project McAllen Segment 2 to the lowest bidder, Synergy Development and Construction, for a total amount of $1,612,335.02, with authority to issue notice to proceed upon receipt of the required payment and performance bonds.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Be pursuant to Article 4.15 4 of the legal notice requesting authority to waive minor technical areas for the submission requirements of the ROB receipt. I recommend to approve.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
21E for precinct 4, 1A, requesting acceptance and approval of the final negotiated professional engineering service agreement with GDJ Engineering for Highway Safety Improvement Program 2023 call as ranked and approved by Commissioner's Court on June 11, 2024.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
B, requesting approval of work authorization number 1 in the amount of $68,075 for the record. The correct scope of work is to provide surveying and PS&E services under the Highway Safety Improvement Program 2023 call with authority to issue notice to proceed. I recommend to approve.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
21A for Human Resources, 1A, requesting authority of the solicitation package for the Section 125 voluntary products with authority to advertise and re-advertise if necessary.
Victor, do I need to abstain from this? This is to go out for RFP. I probably will, yeah. I'm going to abstain from this, Judge.
Motion approved.
Second?
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
B, requesting appointment on the evaluation committee to review, score, and run the submitted responses received pursuant to the criteria set forth in the solicitation packet. Please appoint the evaluation committee.
Chief David Suarez.
Chief Arnold Flores.
Chief Linda Reyes?
Maria Hilda Salinas. And Chief of Staff for Commissioner Villarreal.
I make a motion to approve that.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
21G for IT Department, 1, requesting approval to enter into a 1-year NeoGov software license subscription renewal through Hidalgo County's membership with Omnia Partners with SHI Government Solutions in the total amount of $120,940.03. I recommend to approve.
So move.
Second?
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
21H for Health and Human Service Department, 1A, requesting exception from competitive bidding requirements under Texas Local Government Code 262-034A4 of personal or professional services.
So move.
Second?
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
B, presentation of the scoring grade for the purpose of ranking by Hidalgo County Commissioner's Court of Inquiry through the county's pool of pre-qualified professional services for professional engineering construction contract management services for the La Mansión Health Clinic in Precinct 3. Do you wish to rank in the order of the score?
So move.
Second?
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
C, requesting authority for Hidalgo County Purchasing Department to negotiate a professional engineering service agreement commencing with the number 1 ranked firm of Texas IDG for the professional engineering construction contract management service for the La Mansión Health Clinic in Precinct number 3. I recommend to approve.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
21I for Sheriff's Office, 1, requesting approval to work your order contractor AA Builder through Hidalgo County membership with tips for the preventive maintenance of cell doors in the amount of $66,476.03 with authority to issue notice to proceed upon receipt of the required payment mode. I recommend to approve.
So move.
Second?
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
2A, requesting approval to terminate the inmate communication agreement between Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office and Network Communications International Corporation.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
B,
Nacho.
Josh. B, requesting approval of an inmate communication service subscriber agreement to Hidalgo County's membership with the GSA from Network Communications International Corporation. I recommend to approve.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
That's all I have. Thank you. Have a great day, everyone.
Item 22, Wadley.
Yes. Judge, I just want to put something on the record. 21E1, for the record, Commissioner Villarreal is not present at this meeting. And so there was an agenda item where he has abstained in the past that refers to GDJ Engineering, but he is not at this court meeting, and so he did not participate in any discussion and action. Judge,
So
if I- Thank you. Executive Office 23A, 1, 2, 3 and 4, there is no discussion and/or action at this time or updates. 22B, discussion, consideration, and action by County of Hidalgo to identify internet service provider partners who build, manage, and operate an optimal communications network for the purpose of providing internet connectivity and access for residents of areas of the county who are in need of reliable, high-speed internet by applying for available implementation funding, including but not limited to federal and state funding opportunities. Commissioners?
I'll make a motion to identify VTX1 as the internet service provider who may build a network for internet access for residents in needed areas by applying for available funding.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Item 22B, Judge Commissioners, I'm recommending appointment and or reappointment of Hidalgo County Fire Marshal Homero Garza.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 22D, Judge Commissioners, I'm recommending approval of a museum funding agreement between the County of Hidalgo and the Alamo Historical Museum in the amount of $10,000.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 22E, Judge Commissioners, I'm recommending approval to accept the settlement check from Acacia Insurance Managers in the amount of $4,244.18, and this will settle an auto accident claim with one of our county vehicles.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And Judge Commissioners, we have gone to closed session, and so coming out of closed session, there's the closed session. So now we're under open session. 25A, real estate acquisition appropriation for same. There's no specific action to be taken. 25B, pending or potential litigation. There is no specific action to be taken. 25C, cause number C 1489-24-D. Erica Edith Figueroa, on behalf of the estate of Jose Manuel Figueroa versus Joanne Garcia in her capacity as statutory probate judge of Hidalgo County. Judge Commissioners, I'm asking for the court to take action by acknowledging that the judge of the probate court, Joanne Garcia, shall engage Scott Douglas McConico, attorneys at law, to represent her in her capacity as judge in the referenced case.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And item 25D, consultation with legal counsel concerning cause number C 3781-23-D, Marilyn Rodriguez et al. Versus Hidalgo County, pending the 206 District Court of Hidalgo County, Texas. Judge Commissioners, we will proceed as directed and as discussed in closed session.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And 25E, cause number CL 18-3678-I, Erasmo Garcia et al. Versus Hidalgo County. There is no action to be taken today. Item F, or 25F, claim of Dargo Boats Inc. Judge Commissioner, I'd like settlement authority to make an offering the amount of $6,194.30.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Claim of William Lomeli. Judge Commissioners, I'd like settlement authority to make an offering the amount of $450.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And the claim of Patricia Flores. Judge Commissioners, I'd like settlement authority to make an offering the amount of $378.
So.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries.
Judge, for the record, item 24A and 24B, there is no action to be taken. Item 26, there is no action. Don't need to go back to close. And item 27, there's no action coming out of close back into open session. Item 28, before we adjourn, Judge Commissioners, our next scheduled court session is September 3rd. That is a Tuesday morning, 9:30, Drainage District, 10 a.m., Commissioners Court. I will work with Mr. Soto from the Director of Budget and Management and your respective offices in case there needs to be a workshop prior to the next court session. We have adjournment.
I have a motion to adjourn.
Motion made.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. We are adjourned.
Thank you.